Alright, that's enough of the... Well, it's not going to be enough of the pirate music because that's going to stay on. I'm feeling type of way. Had a new One Piece manga leak reveal today, and it's... Oh, I just love the show and the anime so much. Well, the anime is the show, and the manga, and the creator, Eiichiro Oda, is an absolute genius. Because there's no other way that I would be listening to, like, shanty-esque music. Oh boy. Anyway, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Sergeant Killer Snow with Snow Studio Games. And today we are moving beyond Portal Pong. The demo for that is ready. If you'd like it, you can ask for it over at the Snow's Hunting Ground Discord. I should probably provide a link to that somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna have to look into providing a open link to that on our video descriptions. I'll make sure to include that after I finish this one. So, no escape. Correct. So, today, we are going to be designing and concepting out what I'm going to be calling the Horrid Haze. It's a horror maze. So, my task this week is to create a little minigame type thing based on, you know, maze type of gameplay. Now, I'm generally quite poor at designing mazes, even though I'm quite linear in thought processes, so I'm thinking we try and make our environment a little maze-like, but try and make the effects that our player will, you know, be playing with be the actual limiting factor that would make it feel like a far more, lost and confusing experience as if you were in a maze. You know, artistic interpretations and such. Anyway, bit ironic considering I typed that before I saw the stream was about a horror maze. Nice. Nice. You just get the vibe. You know. Alright. So. Oh, I still need to do a little inverse on this camera real quick. Transform, please. Oh, I've got the camera locked. Smart of me. I make mistakes often. Let's... Yes. There we go. I'm also just gonna need to very quickly get myself properly in frame here. Wonderful. I had to create this scene on the spot because I didn't have one that was just for Unreal Engine stuff. So, because Unreal Engine, I use blueprinting and stuff like that. But with Unity, which is what we've been using for Portal Pong, I use, you know, C# scripting, and I use my vertical monitor for that. So rather than going ahead toggling on and off a bunch of stuff, I just go ahead and make a new scene preset. That's why we started half hour later than, you know, I generally like to start around 5. I initially, you know, created the broadcast around that time and realized I don't have anything really set up, and it would just be a whole bunch of waiting for me to get it done anyway. So I did that all in that little half hour. I mean, not everything. Give me one sec. I'm just gonna slide off frame here. Sorry about that. Got my phone right here just in case anyone needs me for important shit. Doesn't really ever actually happen. But I count that as a blessing, because sometimes important shit is, you know, life-threatening. Anywho, let's see. Nice. Yeah, you beat the message and you're already watching. Thank you for that. But I also started typing the message half hour ago, and I forgot to hit enter. And then when I did, I typed my own URL wrong. Give me a break. Doing stuff. Granted, I was doing the stuff that I would already be doing on stream, right? So as you can see, we've got our nice empty landscape here. I haven't really set up anything except for the character controller, and oh yeah, the enemy for our game is right there. So this guy is going to be our primary threat. I've got a bunch of animations for him already linked up. I hope I did most of them right. At least the idols are working right, because it's, you know, alternating properly between, on a random chance, looping between two different idols. The ones where it's just like that, and then go ahead, do your looking. Yeah, buddy. So that's the alternative idol one, looking left to right. I set that to be at a 25% chance. No Kit Kat? No, it's fine. I don't need Kit Kat. I like Snickers better. So the left to right's on a 25% chance, and the regular idle animation that we're looking at right now is a 75% chance to loop and play. So that's a nice little blend happening there. Our player character is just your usual first-person character template right now. I do eventually want to get, what do you call? ARM textures. Unfortunately, currently, there's only paid options for ARM textures, even though you can find so many, like, full models for third-person character stuff. Trying to just get ARM textures, or ARMs, there's nothing free. There is nothing. Zero searches for free for first-person shooter ARMs. First-person shooter ARMs, it's all charged. It's crazy. Meanwhile, you can go just about anywhere to go ahead and get the freebie full models. But I digress. This equals enemy. This equals player. Right? Next, I would like to introduce a little something. What? Not color grading, was it? Yes. I think it was vignette intensity and stuff once I actually assigned a vignette to it. Which I did create a vignette before, or rather like a whole visual effect for what I have in mind. So we've got a depth of view control right here, and oh, did I just need to click into my stuff so that way it does the right stuff? Okay. Alright, so depth of view is one of those. And the darkness post-process is supposed to... It's technically an instance of the main depth of view. Doesn't need any of these, but where were the... Yeah, material property overrides... No, this wasn't the right stuff. What was this? Darkness post-process, what hath you wrought? Did I create you as an offshoot to create another offshoot off of you? Post-process dark, darkness post-process. Oh, the post-process dark is the material. Or the main depth of view is the material. They're both there. Which one did I use? Is this the same thing? Did it do something weird? Let's open them both up. No, these are definitely both very, very different ones. I wish I had commented this one. I commented this one. That's the material parameter collection stuff, so... Wait. That's right, the parameter collection is what controlled it all. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, man, these collections were a game changer when I noticed it. I wanted to make everything a collection as soon as I noticed this. So, it just makes it so that way you can access everything a lot easier externally. Because, bam, there's our brightness, our contrast, and the range of that effect. Where did I have it assigned? I'm gonna have to open up the other project that I had been experimenting in. It's basically just one of my test projects. Was it in the ASIM? No, it was here. Literally, it's in a project that I named More Tests. It's just my testing ground for all sorts of stuff. So that's gonna open up. And I can run play in there, and it'll show a basic idea of what visually I'm trying to go for. And then I can also refresh my memory, because I taught myself all this in a day over the summer, and then had to come back to it, you know? Oh, cool. It insta-crashed. That's great. We're gonna send and restart. I hope y'all are vibing with the music at the very least. I could technically leave Portal Pong open on the side for whenever crashes and stuff happen and I need to, like, redo stuff. Yeah, my lost and found system is a little messed up. Oh yeah, this isn't even grabbing it nice. Oh, because it's looking for Horrid Haze. Nice. I don't mind having to manually just swap which one we're going to look at. So, there's no audio in this so far, and it doesn't really need to have any. The way it's currently set up is I do have a save system in place, so I'm just going to wind up, no matter where I drop myself, I'm going to wind up spawning right in here. But when I walk out of this building, you're not going to see any of the colors and stuff, and that's the point of these colored lights, was to go ahead and be able to see the difference a lot easier. But once we go out here, we're not going to see really anything. And if I'm right, we should have smoke emitters all over our character. Let me double check. Where is the window for the world settings? Why aren't you... There you go. So, controller, base character. Show me that. I just want to verify that this character does have the smoke emitters on it. Yeah, they do. Okay, so dark vision was just... I just dropped a post-process component. Okay. That's for trying to use something else entirely. So I have the dark... I'll need the dark vision, and this is going to be a particle system component to go ahead and create those. That's fine. And it's using the systems that I already have re-imported. That's fine. What was the text render for? Oh, okay, yeah, no, we don't need that. This is a fun character, too, but I built it wrong. Apparently. I like this way better, but apparently this is the wrong assembly based off what I saw in the actual, like, demo for this character model. Because they gave it to me in pieces, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna have fun with it. Distracting. Okay, so, yeah, that's how the dark vision is there. Let me go into my content drawer and make sure that I don't have anything else that is controlling that, or adding any other control. Debuff states... No. Wait, slots? Oh. Base enemy shouldn't have anything weird on it. No, that was me trying to create an individual area that contains the mists. Don't need the interactables or the game instance. Don't need the light controls. Not going to need anything that's going to cause fear effects, so I don't even need to create an interface for that. I already went through the interfaces, don't need those, and we didn't need any of those. Okay, yeah, I have everything that I could use from this. Yeah, everything else is just environmental stuff. That's all I ever try and get. Separate. Did I change your values anywhere else? Probably just in the thing that I drop on the character. Okay. Back to our Horrid Haze. I'll swap the window open once it's open. There we go. It didn't want me to use the shortcut version. It said if you're gonna bounce around, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna manually do all this. Sure thing. Eliminates the purpose of having it, but fine. Anyway, two editor things were closed, and it was very likely my spider and my player. I haven't coded anything into the spider yet. That's going to be a very secondary thing. We still need to make sure that we can get at least the visual aesthetic going and build up the level a little bit. Because if it's a maze, then the very first thing we need to have is some sort of maze. Trying to think of how I will wind up building this out. Okay. I have a couple of ideas. I will need my graveyard, though. It's not going to show for you guys, but I'm going into my Epic Games Unreal library of stuff. Because assets should be something that I am clear to grab up. I'll just type grave, see what happens. Nope. Horror dining room. Alright, let me just sort these then. Hopefully they have it separated by environments. Deselect all, open up just environments. Oh yeah, that's a good amount of environments. Or in what? The research facility could be cool, but no. Those maps are already like pre-made. It'd feel way too much like cheating. About these deep elder caves, are these 2D? Nope. Nope. That's a 3D one right there. I'd still kind of not feel okay using that one. I already had an idea for a nice flat space graveyard. too. Ideas for other stuff. I'm sorry that it's not showing you guys the thing. But that's exactly how I designed it. I could just go to the... Well, what scene do I have that would work? Would main work? Do I have one open? There. I'm trying to make a decision here on what our environment is going to be. I've got some good cave environments already stored. I don't really want to do like an interior. I feel like they're already going to be dealing with way too many interior design mazes. But if I have access to some of these fanciful assets. Ooh. Yes, okay, so I've used these assets before. I'm familiar with these assets. This is one of the ones I was looking for. Hell yeah. Get all up in that haze. Okay, so even though it looks like it's going to have a whole constructed thing and it will have like a map that's got a demonstration of everything kind of like assembled and all the pieces leading up to the assembly, I've already used this pack before, and all I wind up doing with it is taking out the pre-made pieces, their pre-made walls and stuff, and I just go ahead and start layering them out and creating my own area that just has that aesthetic, because I really like the look that they had. It's literally the same cathedral that was in our test level. That was all those components were from this. So I'm basically just trying to clone that stuff from that project, but since it had so much extra stuff in it that all was kind of disjointed and not for this, then I was like, yeah, I'll just grab the niche things that I needed. That's a palace hall. Trying to take a look at this one real quick. If it has anything else besides... No. I think I've actually loaded the level for this one before. And did the fly around for it. And it was all... The whole thing constructed is a marvel. Someone put so much time into creating that it was daunting for me to even think of using the pieces anywhere close to that effect. No, we don't need any of these other environments, and we don't have anything else for characters. We don't care about animations. We've got what we need there, and we're not doing anything else with those because that would all be basically bad wrong. Wait, maybe materials. Let's get rid of environments. Look at what they got for materials. Animated raindrops, don't care. Cartoon water, definitely not. No auto generation on that. Mega scans for a forest path, not so much. For forest floors, not compatible with our engine, and not compatible with our engine. Alright. Utility material pack? When did I get this? Variety of projects. Do they have like a muddy material? It looks like they might. They've got various flooring types. Looks like I can do something with this. Then again, that's a whole lot of materials for just needing like a couple. Nah, I could just go ahead and make the materials at the end. Alright. Go back to the Unreal specific scene. Let's see how... Wrong button. Which window opens up this drawer again? Oh, your control space bar. That's what you are. Okay. We're going to go into the player and we're going to add post-process. And we're just going to call it darkness. Probably should have checked to see if there was a thing in my code that was setting that to anything, but we shall see here. I'm pretty sure if I just go to, was it a rendering feature, post-process material? There it is. We get an asset reference to that's why I put KS in front of everything. Yes. Just want to make sure. Yeah, this should be the right one. There we go. I forgot to hit play while we were in the other thing for you to see it, really, but there's that. Now, what did I'm trying to remember what the answer was for tagging the intended things that you didn't want to be like color faded, because there is a way to do it, although it's not really going to be the best, because whenever I looked in the direction of the building that was flagged for not having everything go black and white, it would kind of like filter things above and below it, as well as kind of being like, because it's a camera trick, it's not really anything that's affecting the meshes, it's all on the camera. Oh, what's going to be the scaling between the monster and the player? Let's go in right now, and though this is kind of good, I feel like maybe just a little bit larger than it currently is will make it extra imposing, because this darkness is there it is. So with that in mind right there, like you're going to be navigating, and there's going to be heavy fog effects that are constantly obscuring things around you. So what you can see that isn't in the darkness is already going to be obscured, so you're just going to see that lurking and patrolling around looking for you. How large of a maze I'm going to be making? Let me go into the player real quick and just reduce that to literally anything not 1. Oh, never mind, I guess it kind of is. It's anything above 0. That goes ahead and keeps it on. That's right. There we go. So, this play area is basically the space that we have. So this is the size of the player. They start right there on the floor already, and it's a good amount of space to have obscured, and I'll be going ahead and guiding stuff. But the thing that I'm curious about is if I want to try and make this an underground crypt that actually is a bit more of a maze, or if I want to keep it more open. Because I could still make the underground crypt massive. It just has to, like, this has to be the base floor, because I really don't want to have to deal with trying to cut holes through the landscape. I'm sure that would be an annoying process. Because landscape is generally, you know, the bottom floor. I want to see the materials that are available. Probably not through here. We're going to keep that clear. I'm going to do Control Spacebar, and we're going to click on all, and I'm going to type material in here, if I can spell material. That's the proper way to do it. Type equals material. And I'm gonna have to wait for a few of them to probably really load in there properly, but it's okay. A tad bit more, but how large are making the monster? All the corridors of the maze need to be large enough to allow it to pass through without getting stuck. Yeah, yeah. I got that. I'm gonna need to finagle some things anyway, because I need to try and remember how to do collision on something of this size. Because right now, it's currently just bound to a single capsule collider that is, like, just attached to its body. It's actually, like, inside of the spider. And I can always just remake the spider blueprint if I've already done it wrong, which is totally fine. Yeah, see, that little capsule right there is technically what this being is bound to. And I don't remember if the skeletal mesh here for this spider has collision already, like, designed on it. If they did that for this. Because a lot of things, a lot of character types and character meshes that you wind up bringing in don't have their collision already mapped out. Oh, that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make the maze not super complex and make it more of a navigational thing that is only stressful because of the other elements. Because I want the floor to be kind of webbed up, obviously, which will be hiding traps. So the traps will do, you know, whatever I wind up deciding they're going to do. And this will always be a constant lurking threat. I'm gonna have like a sound emitter on this thing, so that way it's got like this constant creepy sound that's basically letting you know when it's close. As well as probably other indicators. Oh, we're dropping frames hard. And we're back up. Kind of. Yeah, now we're in the green. That was weird. Horn maze with people popping up randomly, or popping out randomly? A bit, yeah. So here's the other part of this effect here, right? So we've got the darkness effect already on it. Now we add a particle system component. I'm gonna call this one the mist. Are you not going to... You really aren't. I'll find it. I was looking for a material for the floor, but I don't think they have like a webbing material, so I'll probably have to find that as well. I should start writing these down. Oh, if I ever have the chance to make that for this semester, that'll be fun. I'm not going to say what it is. I love keeping people in suspense. Alright, so we need first-person shooter arms. I'll have to hunt those down. Free. Please. I'm not going to say sounds because I actually have a massive amount of sound packs available. Webbing. Slash materials. It's just to go ahead and hide trapped areas, which I'll probably just have be like glowing little boxes, emissive boxes underneath the webbing that will glow through, so that way the player has an indicator of something about to happen, or I'll make them audio cues or something. I try not to use too many audio cues. I use it as a supplementary thing, but I know too many people that are hard of hearing and hearing deficient and outright deaf. And hi, it's me on people. I'm at least one of people. So I want to make sure that there's plenty of visual aids instead of just the being like every other spooky horror thing is only audio oriented. Yes, I know the audio engineering is very important for setting the theme, setting the tone and all that stuff. I know. I learned that deaf people, like a good amount of deaf people, actually view lots of horror movies as comedies, because without all that audio to go ahead and give you those feelings of like discordant dismay and just like something creepy or crawly or any of those feelings that are evoked through sound, that association isn't there. So they're just watching the camera zoom in really awkwardly on people moving really funnily. And I muted a movie, and I watched it, and I was like, yo, this is actually hilarious. This could be like an alternative mystery science theater type of content shit. Is just muting the audio of your horror movie and then just watching the horror movie and assuming what's gonna happen and just like add your own commentary on it. It's hilarious. That was me getting very distracted. But still kind of on point. You know, I don't want to forget that there are people that cannot hear very important audio cues, and it makes it very frustrating when the gameplay is oriented around hearing and you can't do that too well naturally, you know? It's hard times. So, go ahead and save that. Oh, I didn't make the smoke effect, huh? Actually, I think they already had an effect, that's why, and I borrowed it and repurposed it. I think that's what it was. Let's take a look-see. Simple explosion. No, I feel like there may have been more. It's alright. Call this the Horrid Haze days. And this is going to be, what the hell is this? What am I making? Oh, particle effect. I'm going to put it into materials. Right. And we're going to go ahead and create... Oh, it's not showing you guys the goddamn window pop-up. Alright, we're just going to go to our main scene then. Screw the Unreal Dev scene. It's just going to have me a little bigger here, but I guess I can fix that as well. Let me work some magic. I don't like seeing myself that large. Let's add group. Oh wait, hey, group already exists, huh? Yeah, it does. So I can actually kind of ditch on these two that are here. Yoink! Yes, I'm sure I want to remove them. Goddamn. Thank you for asking, though. So kind. Alright, no. Up just like 2-3 pixels. Perfect. And good enough. Lock that in place. And the YouTube window is fine right there. Still. Nah, I want to drag that over a little bit, get it closer. There you go. So I forgot to mention that. I went ahead and created a YouTube window that's not just a random image there. Lack of audio turns most horror movies into scary movies. Oh, as in like the Scary Movie franchise? Field particle emitters. Oh. Wait a minute. Omnidirectional burst. Could have swore that there was a... Is that it? Oh, that bursts everything outward. Trying to remember what the original one to use for this was, because there's one that that gives a bunch of just particles out in the air, like they suddenly just kind of spawn and then they disappear. And if I can't wind up getting that effect properly, why didn't that one like come through though? Maybe I can find it. Oh, I don't have an import option? Oh, they just hate me? Oh, okay, yeah. No, that tracks. That tracks. That's totally fine. It's cool. Just gonna go to the other fucking project. I'll find it. And this time we'll actually go ahead and press the start button on this project so you can see the smoke effect already. That's amazing. I was testing out the, Awesome, okay. I was testing out the interactable system, and I don't know why this just yeeted me off into the sunset. Oh god, it must have... Something happened and my saved data position has been stored somewhere weird. Alright, we're gonna toggle that breakpoint off. That's not helping me at all. Whatever. I'll deal with that later. That would be me troubleshooting something in a project that I shouldn't even really care about right now. Ugh. Flustered, frustrated. Not that one, not that one. Is this it? Nope, I did just see it though. Nope, not that either. Close that out. Give me that. There it is. There it is. The black and white mists. Now we take these and y'all ain't giving me the option to... Oh, there we go. I think it may have been migrate. Copies all selected assets and their dependencies to another project. Okay. We don't need those. I already have them available in the other project. Yeah, this is how I did it. And it forces me to try and load into a content folder. Why bother making those effects again? Especially if I had to, you know, have help making it, and then I have to go back to try and, like, review that help when I already have the made asset. I will need to recomment everything so that way I can, you know, better remember this in the future. Wonderful. So now we can grab both of these. I forgot that Unreal works differently than Unity in this case. Not going to do that. We're going to go to blueprints here. Y'all not going to let me paste. Okay. That's fine. We'll drag and drop them. Move here. Now we delete this blueprints folder because we don't want too much craziness. I'm going to drop materials into the blueprints folder. No. Oh, they alphabetical order sorting. Got it. See, we don't want. Oh wait, those are actual candles for lights. I can make my own lights. Man, no one really likes other people eating glue, but no one likes other people doing anything nowadays, so fuck it. Be your truest self, Beefy. There we go. Materials, geometry, textures. Sweet, merciful textures. You like people giving you food? God, I honestly can't. I can't stand it. Like, I love and appreciate the gesture and how many people, like, express their love via cooking for people. The various forms of love as well. But, I'm so finicky and picky in a neurodivergent type of way. And I absolutely despise that part of my brain. It just is extremely childish when it comes to food. Big dislike in my brain. So I'm always cautious when it comes to having food presented by other people to not offend. I always make an effort to try everything. But in the end, there's like a high chance that it just will not sit well with me, and it makes me sad. Alright, there's a lot to work with in here. Work or school account problem? Yeah, no shit. Leave me alone. I don't care about it. Good amount of tombstones. The wooden fence is hilarious. So those are in the prop section. We've got ground scattering of... Interesting. Ingredient household. Never have ingredient items, just main items. I get that. Ooh. Ah. Oh god. Please. Chill. Got it. Okay. That's not bad. I know that there's probably like a material definer thing that lets me say like what is what, so to speak. So that way when you walk on it, it can do different things, but I don't think I want to go that far. Not for a week-long project. I'll probably have tiles that alert the spider that like link directly to it and say, yeah, someone just stepped on something very loud and you need to like teleport here versus run here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I think I want to make a platform that will act as sort of like our main travel area, or not main travel area. It'll be like our starting area. And then when we actually start the level, we'll go down and descend into where this all is right here. So I think first off I need to respect myself and remember that I hate the Unreal lighting being that bright. That's right, give us a sunset. Oh, yeah. Yes! That is what I wanted. Okay. Next up. where and what type of steps do I want them to descend, and you, what size do I want you to be? We go into the blueprint for it and decide on that, actually. What if we scales uniformly? Okay, perfect. Come on. There you go. You don't need to give me the, like, updated... Whatever. It wants to show me the animated version. It can do that. Alright, that's at 1.75. Not quite twice the height, but still a notable difference. Or at least I thought. Is that still the at an alternate? I know the frame rate's gonna drop and it'll look weird. It's because I clicked out. And your skeleton. Okay, no, the size is correct. I think I can still edit it here. Yeah, I can. Alright, so this would be at double its current size. And I think we can probably go into our current player here. I'm pretty sure this is the player. Yep, there we go. Oh. Oh. Kiwis. Alright, I like it. I love that, actually. Okay. I really like it. Okay. I need to make sure that the spider is set to double its size. We've decided that that's a good one there. And for the player, we want the player... we'll set the distance and everything on that in a minute. Yes. It's amazing. Alright, I think I know why it's doing that. Give me a moment. Keep on hitting the wrong things. I think I chose the black one. So we need to go in here and make sure that it knows which actual sprite it needs to be emitting. I knew it was the hanging particulates. Why couldn't I find it? Okay. There we go. Sprite render. Yeah. It's looking for something. Yeah, now you found it. Go ahead, reload yourself. Why ain't you working? Object has warnings. Which warning? No sprite renderer selected. Bruv. What is happening to it? What has become of you? This is in setup and animation. Okay, the sprite renderer info is there. Yes, okay, that's fine. Oh, you freaked out. That's what happened. Annoyed. Save this monstrosity. Go ahead and close it all out. That's not going to be active just yet because we once again have to swap back. Looking for love in all the wrong places? Yes. Also looking for more rational things like answers in all the wrong places. All the answers are here in more tests. But I just need to find all the answers like all at once. Keep forgetting how strung together certain things are. Alright. Now let's go back into materials here and find out why exactly we are having issues. There. That's what it was. So it was T soft smoke and the T smoke sub UV, which are in tutorial assets. Oh my god. So I'm pretty sure if I just type smoke into the bar, it'll show up. Because this is definitely like an engine. Yeah, that's an engine asset. And what about your cousin? That's right. Sub-UV Misty. Same stuff? Same stuff. Alright, so I did... Oh, I must have done a color inversion there. That's what it was. Yeah, emissive color opacity. I at least labeled those and then figured that my brain would be able to piece together what other things were just by looking at it, without realizing that if I copied it over, it wouldn't keep all the stuff that it was referencing. Even if it's stuff that's in the engine natively. It's okay. It's okay. Not gonna lose my temper over it. Also, I just realized I forgot my captions. As I went on that whole spiel about, you know, wanting to do things that are keeping the deaf community and the hard of hearing community in mind, and there I go, getting the goddamn captions. And I gotta position them better on the scene. Kind of good, kind of bad. Move to the top. There we go. I think everything else is good. Lock it down. Yes, we're going to open up the browser asset. And I'm going to go to this asset. We're going to open up that one. Because yes, this is atrocious. A nightmare. I need to go to materials and then look up bada bang. This is where it was messed up. It needed that sample, and now it's gonna get it. T smoke. And you were for smoke sub UV. Right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at... Let's take a look at this one as well. Make sure that things are set up properly across all of them. Smoke. Smoke. I also messed up. It's supposed to be the soft smoke. And this is the sub UV. I fucked up again. What are we doing? What are we doing? We didn't make any changes. Stop that. You smoking yet? Let's open this back up. Ah, right. I need to set... Not so much the grid. I think it was view, background, something or other. Or I'll just try it with the white mist. Yeah, you're still freaking out. Yeah, sub UV misty. That's the one I was trying to reopen. Smoke. Soft smoke. Smoke. Smoke sub UV. Yeah, see, now it shows up there. Alright, now let's also open up this one so that way we can fix this and have the soft smoke as it's supposed to be. T-smoke sub UV. Alright, so that one is different. This one. I think it's just too dark to show up there properly. I'm going to guess. Yeah. That white mist be mistin'. Okay, now let me take a look at... Where would it be? There. Almost good too, buddy. Material interface bound. No, we don't have any of that. I may need to just be able to see this on a not black background. I don't think that did anything. I had to help my teacher find out how to not have this shit be like look certain ways for the previews. And now I need assistance with remembering how the hell to do that. Level of detail coloration. No, 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 no. It's none of that. Don't need thumbnail image. Fixed bounds. Nope. We don't do that. Why would you just give me this? Alright, I don't think the dark smoke is gonna work for right now. I don't know why. Wait, what did the other one say? Is that one the same? Yeah, it also said particles, automatic. Yeah, okay, so everything else was set up the same. I see no differences. They're both using their appropriate sub-UV things that I had set up for them. The only difference that I'm seeing is that this is like a black on black over here, and it looks not like that elsewhere. Alright, so... player. There it is. It was just black on black. Kinda notable how, dank it is. Hey, Darklight. Welcome. Okay, now let's, take a look-see at our darkness. Well, our other darkness. We'll apply that as well. And now we've got this extra dark mist that obscures everything up close. And then we just have to... Oh, seeing it move through that mist is disturbing. Okay. Let me also swap this one out. Let me try the other one so that way it's not as dark. Nope. It did the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, this is more what the type of like mist flooring I'd want going on, and then just I just had an idea. Okay. Oh, wow. That's right. It's all bound to the camera, so I need to turn off that haze. Yeah, the really dense black fog, that was for the other map for a different game type that was gonna mix both of these, the mist and that type of dark. But this darkness that I have here is something that I can like edit through that darkness post-process material. And when I do so, it changes up how that how this darkness on our camera affects us. So the reason I just jotted down here is because I'm going to go ahead and go into our materials and go to our post-process volume here. And I'm going to pull this off to the side, because this particular material... Actually, can I stick this anywhere? Nah, it won't let me. Shame. These are our scalar parameters. I'm pretty sure if I... I want to make sure that there's not a, like an instance of this somewhere that I'm supposed to be editing instead. Like perhaps this. Did this have the materials that I needed to override on it? Or did it? Yeah, it doesn't look like this one had the stuff. Unless I didn't reveal any of those. But I'm pretty sure just messing with these post-process these post-process things should do something, such as, yeah, see? I can scale the brightness. Can I have the white mist kind of rolling sideways so it looks like it's rolling fog rather than the floor smoking? If I were an effects artist, yeah, I probably could. But I had to look up quite a few things to try and understand how to make that happen. So I don't, unfortunately, have the time to commit to making the minutia of the effects look perfect. As much as I really would like to make it look like that, because that's how I'd like it to look in my other one as well, and like in the thing that I'm testing with and stuff like that, I'd love to have the smoke and fog effects looking far more natural and having a better dense look than just this particle thing that's just blooming in your face and then swirls in the same predictable pattern and then vanishes. Trust me, I know. I'd love that. But this is the best I got. So that's why I'm relying a lot on the camera effect. So we can control how bright it is through that, and we can control the contrast, such as like how black and white, how dark and like gritty things can be. So we typically have that set to 1, so that way we can actually see the contrast of everything the way it's supposed to be. But then here is the thing that we really can mess with, and that's the value of how far we can see. So we can tune this however needed, and we can also change this value in the game. We can make it so that way they have a brief flash of, instead of the default value 2000 that we've been using, let's say I wanted instead to, like, they stepped on a trap that, instead of doing anything truly negative, just illuminates the area for, like, X range by giving this value a boost to 3000, 4000. Let them see a little bit more around them, see possibly where the spider is, and then have that fade back down to a 2000 value, and that would be an easier thing to do. Effect-wise, because all I'm doing is changing a number there, and not an actual emitter effect or anything like that I would need to, you know, have a thorough understanding of that system. The system that generates this terrifies me. Oh, also, it's not supposed to really be in the floor. You were 100% right about that, and the way that we can fix that, because that is a fixable thing here, is to bring it up. So this mist, we generated instead up here around by our head. We'll compile that, save. I think it might be also the darkness all around. Yeah, I can see some of the fog trying to like show and obscure the spider in front of us. This camera effect might actually dim some of the intended fog obscuring. But that's why I was going to do another thing over here on the spider. Not there, though. On our blueprint of the spider. Yes, this one. I spent most of my morning and afternoon going ahead and just getting the animations, like, teaching myself and understanding the animation sequence again for Unreal. At least the way that the player character is animated. So the arms, I looked through the animations, what the animation state machine looked like, and I went ahead and tried to replicate it. After I understood bits and pieces of it, I hit a bunch of snags and still wound up doing it relatively correct. But since I don't have anything controlling the spider to make it do the things that would satisfy the requisites to change those animations, I can just kind of ignore the rest of it now and just have it as a nice stationary thing. But I also kind of wish that I had gotten the chance to iron out some of these other things before going live. We're going to add the particle system here as well. And this one we're going to put the dark one on. Hmm. Yeah. I think we can space it out a little bit more. Probably too much. That's probably too much. I don't want to add a second emitter on there, because then that might make it, like, extra laggy. So we'll just try and keep things kind of okay here. Let me turn off the uniform scaling and set this to 4. Alright. We're going to go from perspective to top down. Now let's go to left. Go left. Oh, come on now. You really don't want? Fine. Oh. Went a little too far. Oh, you're not gonna let me, like, grab. Okay. Got it anyway. Haha. Yeah. There we go. Alright. It's got its own dark mist. I've got my... also my own mist. I forgot to check the one other thing. And it was what specifically I needed to tag certain things so that way they wouldn't be obscured by the color, by the post process. Because this post process is also turning everything that is in the camera view black and white. It's turning it all grayscale. And as much as that helps the spook look, it also can obscure effects that are naturally already anywhere within the 1 to 0 frame of the black color. So that includes grayscale. That means that our mist and fog effects will kind of blip in and out. Right. Wrong project. Or rather, not a project I need to care about that warning on. What does this building tag does? You have to have a tag, right? Tag? T-A-G? No tag. Interesante. Pues, ¿cómo esto se pasa? We'll see. Visible, nothing special in the rendering array. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, I found it. So there's that, that's fine. There's that, that's fine. Here's the real important part. Custom depth stencil value and render custom depth pass. That was the stuff. Custom depth passes and stencil. So yeah, the white mist shouldn't have been like rolling across the floor like I was mentioning. It's the fact that the white mist is more of a grayscale mist, because when it's just white, it's blindingly white. That's what I found. So any lights in the scene would reflect off the white of the fog and turn it in. It would have the same effect as turning on your high beams in a really foggy as fuck day. Yeah, I didn't enjoy ever having that experience. So what I want to do is hopefully find anything relating to depth here. Maybe not that. This, though. Uh-oh. What has that done? Is it because of the fog? No, it just like burned an image of the spider. Was it because I was looking at the spider? Oh yeah, as soon as I turn to look in that area, it goes nuts. It might be the fog effect. What if we disable this? Man, y'all really don't want to give me the easy way to get to my own stuff anymore, huh? So, for anyone that's curious, Unreal Engine used to have a nice, you know, mounted content drawer here, and there's even an option for you to dock it in the layout. You motherfucker. Now that people are on here live, you're gonna go ahead and make me a liar. I see you, Unreal Engine. Oh my god, do I fucking see you. That button wasn't working all day. All day. This has been bothering me all day. I literally swapped back to an Unreal 4 layout so that way I could have my stuff mounted there, and then before stream I switched it back to the Unreal 5 layout. All day. Real man. It's okay. What's schizo? And I don't actually recognize that terminology. I recognize CAC, though. Goodbye, Dark Fog. Let's see if that changes how our character is affected. Not character, but how our camera's affected. It was depth. There. No, you're still freaking the F out. Let's see what happens when I hit play. Yeah, I don't know why it's looking like that. I don't understand. But I can actually see the fog on it now. Let's see what happens if I go ahead and re-disable that depth, though. Will I not be able to see my mist? Yeah. It's just kind of like half imposing on there. Let me see what else I can try. Because there's one more value I can technically edit on our material, on our post-process here. Essentially, user error. Problem exists between chair and computer. Nice. Yeah, no, I'm always going to be the first to admit that I know maybe 5% of what I should know about these engines to use them to their full potential. So I'm far from an expert on the capabilities and how to properly tie things together in these engines. I just do what I can, and then when I can't, I look online for help. That's what I do. Let me get rid of that depth thing. Let me double click this, and I'm going to try and change the color of this. Maybe that may or may not do something. Just so that way the fog effect isn't nah, it's still having a hard time rendering. I guess because I'm cutting everything off at a certain range and height. So that means we'll need environment. I need to keep the player script open somewhere so that way I can keep on toggling this shit. Is there a way to make that public? No, no, it's already... Alright. Good enough. Right, and this is an unbound volume. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be an unbound volume. Anyway. So we can turn that off for now, so that way we can look around. Amount of stuff I don't know about these engines is indeed unreal. And the answer is Unity. I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, I'm back. If anyone's still here that doesn't hate me for that little Godot joke. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Pain. Let's see. We were on main scene. Water. For me, please. Alright. Geometry. Geno. Gno. Ooh. That's a skybox mesh? Ooh. That's a nice sky. Excuse me. Top of the world, absolute origin, atmosphere. Yeah. Greatly scattering, opponent tags. Yeah, our thing doesn't have that. It's kind of cool. Kind of really cool. I want that sky. I'll figure it out later. I have to. Can't keep letting myself get distracted by all these cool, fun things. We're building. A ring? What? Wait, what is this? Can I use this? What even is that? Fog VFX? You're fucking kidding me. Ah. They already have their own. You're kidding. It's a distance fog, so the more distant you are. That's darker shades. And then detailing layer by layer. And then it makes. No way. Okay. I'm sorry, I need to take a moment to try and understand this, because I want to use this, but my brain won't let me put anything into the project that I don't personally understand. Parallaxing effects. Which channel your height map textures use? Okay. Height mapping, default valuing for that is going to be set to what? Our alpha channel? Okay. I'm guessing I don't need to worry about the... Oh, it's a parallax occlusion mapping. That's what that tile is. God, so... That's such a smart... That's so smart. So what it's doing is it's basically taking the opacity of it, the height calculations for it and all that stuff, and it's multiplying them all together, but as parallax mappings. So like it's mapping them together and layering them in such ways that they're all there at the same time, multiplying and adding to one another, but also like on their own layers. And tell me this is a public one. Is that a public parameter? That's got to be a public parameter. Yeah, that's a scalar value right there. So this technically should be a base material. The only thing I changed was I moved something around. Water, earth, fire, air. That's what it takes to make this perfect ass material cloud. MI moon clouds. That's cool. Let's make a material instance out of that. And we'll name that HH Clouds Instance. Wonderful. And we're going to take that, and we're going to drop that. Ore materials. There you go. Work. Wonderful. I don't know what I would apply that to yet, but I'm going to keep that handy. Because that looks really nice, and I want to see what it actually does later. I let myself get distracted, but not completely distracted. I kept it in my mind that I still needed to be doing shit with this cemetery's geometry. Construction. Alright, now let's start actually doing stuff. There's stairs for this thing, right? Yeah. There's a few types of stairs. Those are stair pieces. Yeah, those are for like busted stairs. Okay. I'm not going to give this the usual stairs, what you call it, like stair collision, type that makes you like go every time you fucking try and walk up and down the stairs. I did it the first couple times, like in my first year, I was doing that because I was like, man, I really want like my collision to be perfect on all this stuff, and I would go ahead and like meticulously go through all the meshes and do all that stuff, and then I had realized that as I was playing, it made it so hard to actually move and navigate because just collision was so meticulous that I needed to wind up tuning my character even harder to match up with everything being so fine-tuned. So I had to like make sure that my step heights were perfect, that our jump vectors and velocities were perfect, that like we could clear everything. Everything had to be like measured even more, which is something that you generally want to do anyway, but it's something that like has kind of died down since people step away from platforming as much. But platforming kind of sets those things in your head where, okay, I need to know the exact distance my character can jump. It's this many engine measurements, like 2 Unity units or whatever. And that means that my character can jump 3, like at least 1.5 Unity units up, and with trajectory going at full speed can make it there. So we have to make sure that we build our level so that way they can make those distance jumps at best, and then try and put some easier jumps and everything in there. You know, you have to set your max values, your mins, and all that other stuff. Now the problem with this is that it's just gonna kind of be open. Not too open, but open. I'm really bad at drawing out like maps ahead of time because I can't picture things like that. I'll just wind up like copying another map at that point if like I have to have a map present before I create my thing. Because 9 times out of 10, whatever I mapped out is not what I'm going to make if you force me to map it ahead of time. I create organically by like, I just start dropping things in, and that's why I need strong visual elements, because if my brain has to look at gray boxing while I'm trying to be creative, it kills my motivation and it kills my momentum completely. So if I don't have things that look good in there to at least keep my eyes entertained and trained on what I'm doing, I'm not going to focus. Ever. Ever. It's so hard for me to try and like enunciate that and explain that to some of my instructors as well, because everyone is always telling me not to do exactly what I'm doing, bring in assets and a bunch of things from different sides and doing all this stuff. I'm like, okay, but if I don't, then I just can't even, you know? I want it to show me the collision. Okay. So this already has simple collision. That's actually perfect. I love that. That means that I don't have to worry about that. I can set that down and it'll already be a collidable. Right? Size of the... Okay, no, it's just in the air. Whew! Alright, maybe I do need to give us a little bit more sunlight here. Ugh, so bright. Let's rotate that just a little bit. I'm also going to turn on snapping for this. Non-uniform scaling, sure. Sure. That ain't what I wanted either. Get back here. Good. I actually like the look of that, even though that wasn't necessarily what I thought it would be. Turn it off. Normal. I realized that was just a landscape visualizer now. Where the hell was the snapping option? Snapping objects to a rotation grid, snapping objects to a scale grid. Okay, but there was also an option for... There it is, surface snapping. Are you not gonna... You're not gonna do the thing? But... Take the object to align to the surface normal. No. I'm going to assume that that's gonna work. Nice. Slightly bumpy, but not crazy. Good speed going up and down. I think I can use this. Actually, let's edit this while the scene is actively running. I'm also going to change the options on this so that way it doesn't do that frame rate drop whenever I click away from it, because it always makes me feel like everything's going to crash and burn if it keeps on like dropping the frames visually. Even though I know that it's doing that to preserve resources so it doesn't potentially drop frames trying to do multiple things at once, it makes me panic. So I'd rather take a real risk. I know, it makes no sense. Stairs. Stop jabbering, do your thing. Set you out a little bit further. Let's set... Wrong way. And this is what I actually wanted to set up a little higher. Set that further. Okay. Okay. So it's still good. The UVs aren't stretching too much. I'm not going to try and make it one staircase, but this definitely can work. So, oh, nice. We also have the railing and everything else. Okay. So I think I want to... Man, drop down. Let's rotate this. Almost. I like when it drops off just like 0.1. You got a nice clip about a minute ago? Wonderful. I'm worried about it. I already see that you've posted it. Oh, and the titling out of context? Oh, I'll view that later. I will take a look at that later. It's later. Motherfucker. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much, I love it. Nice. Alright. Let's go to a top-down view here. I know I said the words, but you're the one that recontextualized their definition in the moment. You made that decision. Don't put that evil on me. Dependency. Ooh. The material instances for them all. Nice. Oh no, don't actually drop it onto the stairs. That's not what we're doing here. Yeah, there we go. I need to see from perspective where that... Okay, so that angle's not bad. Set that to 90. And we should be able to just slide that somewhere into place here. Okay, maybe move up just a little bit, my guy. I don't know why I keep trying to do this shit in perspective. Right. Now let's go to a front view. So that way I can knock that into place right there. I can probably even duplicate it and move it over, but not just yet. We're also going to go back to that side view. I feel like right around there might be... Right there feels good. Slow down. Okay, speed up so I can get back up there. Alright, now slow down. So what I'm going to do is kind of set up a tier of stairs. And then I'll set up a platform, and then we'll just kind of create the stairs coming down. I think I might want to create a sort of... I don't know. A vista. I think I want to create like a vista view of like the area, like an overhead where there's going to be all the mist and there's going to be weird sounds. You're going to see like aspects of the graves underground, of the underground crypt, but it's going to be really foggy. It's going to be dark as you get closer, and it'll eventually do the blackout effect once we get to the proper floor for it. But I think I want the goal location to be visible from overhead, so that way the player like can kind of, without needing any other hand-holding and like pop-ups and other guidance and, you know, lore and all this other stuff of like, what am I supposed to be doing? You start in an enclosed area with a path going down into a crypt. You follow it, you find the area, and a large glowing spot off in the distance. That looks like freedom. Do it. There you go. And the rest is just going to be survive. Now let's drop this right here. Okay. Let's make sure that it loads itself first. It doesn't know where it wants to be left. Okay. Now we're going to do that whole spiel again. Starting with the top down. Go, we set that there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the left view. Indeed. right there. Just have a feeling. Right. On the front. Looks pretty even. And it looks like it'd be okay. Alright, now these are just regular natural stairs that haven't been modified yet. So, theoretically, I should be able to just kind of do the same thing that I was doing to the stairs while we were actively testing. And what I mean by that is the stretching it, making it a different height. Damn, now you got me trying to watch my words. Hate that. That was stair 1. We have metal fences, the chapel, we have the stone fences, we have walls, and oh, we have a well. I might make the wells checkpoints. Metal trim from the top of a wall. We're gonna have to like open up all of these at some point, so that way it just kind of populates all of the things that it's supposed to have. That actually looks quite nice. I say actually as if I'm not expecting these assets to all be quite good. At minimum. Listen to that jam! So, I'm already starting to feel the semester stress, by the way. All that work and joy that I put into the Portal Pong, short-lived. Because once I submitted it and I sent it out to a bunch of people, I just want people to enjoy the joy that I felt building what I got built in that first week. Because now that combat design is properly kicked off, I'm on to a new rapid game design. My horror class, the evolution of horror isn't a very difficult class. I just need to actually take some time to watch a horror movie or two that they, mandate for the week. And what was my last one? Oh, programming for games. And I am learning a bit there, but it's like lower level programming stuff, and I can substitute in a lot of this earlier knowledge with what I know from scripting, though I shouldn't do it for everything, obviously, and I've already learned that lesson. But my two main classes that are the stressors are this class, which is the rapid game development, and the combat design. And combat design, I've got to decide on a bunch of stuff, and when I was trying to get myself set up this morning into this afternoon, it took me so long because I kept on trying to build for the other game accidentally for my combat design game that I technically need to have something showable for Monday, but by showable, I just need to have like sprites doing what they're supposed to do, and at least like the start of a level where my sprite can move it. I'm concerned because I can't focus on the right things here. Anyway, we've got all these assets opened up again. These can all kind of be chained together properly to make a nice fence, or at least the top trim of one. That's the well. Let's open up the well anyway. Once we load up all these assets, I think I want to take a second. Well, not take a second. I want to stand up, which I can do right now as I'm explaining. And I want to take a little brain break and play some Portal Pong. Because now that I mentioned it, and I haven't actually shown the demo, like the full demo version to you guys now that it is done. But we'll do that in view. First, want to make sure that we get all these assets, all these meshes opened up and populated with their appropriate textures and all of their dependencies properly applied. Okay. Woo. Alright, gotta run to the bathroom again and be right back. Don't go away, or do, you're adults. Be back. It's like Dragon Force with the sea shanty with an Irish jig. I like it. I'm talking about the song, of course. Nice. Some of the surfaces are a little too smooth, but I can understand the allure for many people to have those more reflective and reflective qualities on ornate things. I personally had issues throughout life when looking at video games and being greeted with very kind of unrealistically shiny surfaces that, like, I could tell based on what they're trying to sell me that this material is, it shouldn't be shiny. But I've gotten a little better about it over the years, but it's still something that jumps out to me. Something that I kind of can't let go in a lot of cases. And oh, hey, the music stopped. Let's try that one. Yeah, sure, that one's a nice long one. I ate before stream anyway, so... Fire Force, yes. Oh, as in fire! Yeah, let me do that right. I thought it was someone getting, like, murdered in the middle of saying it. But no, yeah, that's just, it's just Pirate Force. Which you could say is cannon, Fire the Cannon Force. Instead of base, it's just Cannonball base. There's no basis. It's just a cannoneer. No actual round loaded in there. It's just the cannon equivalent of blanks. So it does the deep bassy, and then that's it. It'd be wild. Stone fence. Ooh. Misa like. Come on now. Do it! Oh, wow. That took a bit just for that one. Normalize that, because I still need to open up this one. And I was doing something here to my left. Come on, brain. Why do we play these games? Sound. Sound. Yeah, Unreal is taking its sweet time today. See, if it weren't Unreal taking its time trying to load these assets, which again is because I'm using these pre-made, pre-built static meshes and stuff, which have a lot of detail to them. I don't need to be doing that. I could just be gray boxing everything and turn in something that is just quite literally bare minimum to convey my idea. I can't do that personally because of the fact that my brain needs to see things in better detail and in better quality in order for me to, like, truly start to see my own vision. In order for me to even create a vision, like, I don't like looking at other people's stuff to try and generate ideas for my own stuff. When people ask me who my inspirations or who the people I look up to are, I don't really have, like, immediate answers that jump to my brain, so I just start listing off people whose artistic work I like, or I like their work ethic, but beyond that I don't really have anything that I can say is like this is the person or the thing that drives me constantly. I can't. I see things that are wrong and I kind of want to fix them, but most of all I just don't want the gaming industry to continue to turn into a rotting cesspit of monetization and bastardizing an art form. So, I don't remember what got me onto that little tangent, but what else is new? My medications definitely wore off about like half hour ago, I'd guess. That's about when I started really having difficulty remembering where the hell I am in my own processes. If I were making this in Unity, it would just wind up slowing down anyway, because I'd wind up using the debugger, and when you attach the debugger, every time you compile or try and save, it reloads everything and recompiles everything, and it just takes longer and longer and longer the bigger your project gets. There we go. Some good fence. The floor. Oh wait, I have definitely seen the floor before because I remember trying to meticulously set down the tiles for the floor in the other place. In the other project. Alright. I like the patterns on the floor. The way they have it set, though, means that like you have to line all of them up the right way, because or else it will have a different look than what you want. Because you see how it's not perfectly like those are different corners that we're looking at, and then you've got main floor stuff. And, like, more edge cases. There's the tiling is customized per one, man. Interessante. I like that. That's so cool. Okay. So anyway, yeah, various different size pieces and stuff of the same type of floor. Ooh, I don't think I ever saw this piece. I think I really like it. I think this could be where the player starts. Yeah, I think I like that as an idea. player start can be on floor of that type. Where was that floor? Ground first. So I think this is supposed to be like the first floor. That's crazy. It will now be the ground first of the first ground. It makes sense in my head. Let's take a look at your... No. I don't want to add any collision. I want to look at your collision. Alright, you look reasonable. And it doesn't look like there's any drop down here either, so... Even though the edges of this are slightly raised, it doesn't look like it's going to be an actual thing that I need to be concerned about. Or is it? Why is this one like this? Oh, because... Okay, never mind. So it... Interesting. It curved it around there, but he... Yeah, and then this middle part is just one big one there, and then he curved another one there. How did he curve? The world may never know. Or you could find a 3D modeler and ask them, and they probably know the exact answer. Either way. Which one is this one? Do I want that one for this? Oh wow, that floor piece was not what I expected. This one isn't even really all that either. Oh, are these yeah, these are like, or at least this floor part is a 2D panel. What about you? Is all the flooring just little panels? Yeah. Okay. I'll try and be careful with it. We're gonna rotate this a little bit more. Right around there. Let's get out of perspective. We know how that can mess with us. You stay in your own perspective and never invite another one. Alright, I'll stop the lecturing. Hi, Abman, welcome. How you doing, buddy? I kind of mixed up between brother and buddy. You got Bruddy instead. It's a Bruddy good time. This time we'll need to view this one from the back. Okay, apparently not, because it's a thin, tiny slice. Alright, let's just go back to perspective then. Nice. I'm assuming that that does like nothing. Oh, interesting. It was like darkening it. Yeah, it's pretending that it was doing stuff to it, but I think it was just kind of stretching the collision box until it was blocking out the light. Which is cool. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. A little scatterbrained. The combat design is on my mind while I'm also trying to focus on this, because this needs to be like a full playable game level kind of thing by the end of Tuesday, whereas combat design I just need to have some sprite animations and basic movement that can also trigger the changes in animation. So I need to be able to have an idle and a run. Walk is optional. So I just need to have that functional for combat design. But in my head, I'm like, I can't really build a movement controller if I don't know what perspective, 2D, 3D, I need to make sure I have that information nailed. Guess what information I don't have exactly nailed yet, and what I wanted to, in the back of my mind, wanted to experiment with and kept on messing things up while I was trying to set this up, because I kept on trying to put in like 2.5 dimensional aspects and stuff for combat design into this. And then as I start typing things out and I realize I'm typing out the wrong, like, naming convention for this project, for what I'm supposed to be doing, and I realize I'm typing in, like, the combat design naming convention, I'm like, oh, delete, 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 backspace, undo, and all this other stuff. It's getting bad. Oh, the rooftops. Right. I'm gonna have to rebuild the chapel. Alright. The chapel building will... That's something I can do offline. It takes a while. Especially if things don't want to... What do you call it? Snap to one another the way I want them to. Hey, this is kind of taking its sweet time. So... Ah, there it goes. It finally did the thing. I like it. I like it. Into the future. Don't put that in my head. Oh, Lord. Don't do it to me. Oh, and then we have the little pre-made chapels and stuff, which is actually good for me. That means that I can use the pre-made chapels as, like, non-enterables, because I don't need to have buildings that you can actually enter. I can just kind of use these pre-built ones to be nice differences in environment, instead of just having everything be the cobblestone brick walls and stuff. So we're going to open up those. And while this is struggling to open up those, I'm thinking I can probably go to desktop. Does the maze have to be randomized? I don't know what you mean by randomized. Do you mean by it has to be a different maze every time you play it? No. I don't think it needs to be that. Because a well-designed maze is just that. It's one that you've designed yourself, so trying to create one that will randomly instantiate a different type of maze each time, with only having a week to do it, you're definitely 100% borrowing that script from someone else without really knowing how to use it. Because even I wouldn't properly be able to do that, because I've tried, and it didn't go well. It did not. I had to wind up saving the maze references that I made, thinking that they could be used as full-grown maze tiles, and then I just had to keep on blowing the proportions out like crazy on the pre-made maze things that I was making, because nothing was scaled right. It was a mess. It was a nightmare. So rather than trying to randomly generate, I highly recommend, or rather than trying to add any randomization, I highly recommend making a good maze design. Make sure you plot out your correct path, and then do whatever you want to make it crazy afterwards. You can gate things off, you can block things off, you can make Bomberman, but as a dungeon crawler. And that can be a maze. There you go. Just every room is just a four-way intersection, and then you just have to choose which intersection you want to blast with your bombs, and then go through that way. Hope you find the right path. Like, there's so many different ways to do that and run that. Let me double-click that. Oh. Oh! That shouldn't have done that right away. But I just wanted to change the game audio thing. Because we know that our Unity project doesn't have audio. And it's still working to try and, you know, exist. I can end studio mode there. And while that's trying to open those up, you just play a little bit. Probably won't even clear out this whole level. By the way, for anyone that has a copy of this game, of my Portal Pong, just so you know, you can actually speed boost the ball by pressing the space bar. It's on a 5-second cooldown, and it doesn't work when you have it on the paddle, obviously. But once you release it, if your ball is going a little too slow, you can hit spacebar and make it speed up. I'll do it when it's more noticeable later. Like there. I've used it to make sure that I get through doors at the right time, or to make sure that I hit turrets. It's a decent little thing. I still need to give a visual cue for it. And we finally had enough people enter level 6. And I've gotten to level 6 myself and tested it, because after people reached it, they said it was completely broken. They showed me the screenshots, and I was like, yep, that's completely broken. I fixed it that night. And resubmitted it, too, for grading, too, because I was like, yeah, listen, I know I already, like, blew past the requirements for the assignment, but considering I was intending to submit something that should be demo-worthy, I don't think it's going to be a successful demo if it actually has a game-breaking bug that prevents you from reaching the credit scene. Even if the credit scene is busted, if the rest of the gameplay is working, then it's not a game-breaking bug. You don't need to see the credits when I am the credits, right? I'm not really too crazy about the credits. But the gameplay, it needs to be able to get from start to finish, or else I can't consider it, like, good work on my part, right? That's my whole point, is I don't want to release games that I worry about fixing everything in post, like all the other, like, current big names in gaming are doing that shit. Just because it is a possibility to go ahead and release things and then fix any mistakes after the fact, doesn't mean that you should be, you know, releasing things with so many bugs and errors. And it should be enforced upon the people that, like, are running these companies, because it's the companies that are, you know, buying up the developers and paying them and doing all that stuff. They need to tell them that, you know, just because you're giving us the money for this stuff to you know, provide for our livelihood while we work for you, you need to know that your short-sighted decisions to make a buck right now are going to make sure that our careers die, along with yours when your mistakes get caught, which you will likely blame on us, which will further fuck our careers, and we won't be able to find work anymore. And our game will die. Our creative process will be thrown away for nothing. And then the servers go down, and it's just gone. Game devs want things to be good. We want things to work. We want things to be fun and enjoyable. There aren't too many, besides, like, the surge of people that happened in 2020, for reasons. There aren't too many that enter the field of game development for the sake of trying to make money, like, hand over fist. It's not an industry that is known for, you know, easily making it big with titles that are known worldwide that'll make you that level of money. You could get lucky, but it all depends on if your game actually has fun features. Because if it doesn't, then what's keeping people in place? Gambling tactics? Addictive traits that you've learned to harness in the human mind? Probably. By the way, the mobile game market was entirely built for monetization. I am honestly surprised that there are the amount of people that actually exist that can play mobile games, like, in their free-to-play versions, and not be concerned about, like, accidentally spending money. And by accidentally spending money, I mean just, like, falling into the same pitfall that, you know, they want you to fall into whenever you're playing a mobile game. They want you to play the free part, and then when you run out of energy, quote unquote, you know, whatever their little, you need to expend this currency to perform this action, Whatever that currency is, once you've expended it for the day, because they have you on a daily limit, and it'll reset at the same time every day, then if you want to reset it early, you can just pay 50 cents or $1. Well, you at the start of the game, you never needed it, but now you've gotten so into it and it's a regular part of your daily life that you just want to play it more than you typically have been. There's a lot more for you to do in the mid to late game parts of it, so why not go ahead and purchase some energy for 50 cents to $1? And once you start that, it's such a slippery slope. It happened to me for quite too many things. But the one that really got me at its advent was Hearthstone. I was spending so much money on Hearthstone packs. I will never admit to how much I've actually spent on Hearthstone. That is admittance right there for the most part, but that is like all people will ever get out of me in regard to that. That game was a problem for me. Like, I spent a lot of time on World of Warcraft and stuff, but, like, I spent a lot of money. A lot on Hearthstone. Didn't need to. Shouldn't have. Better wording. Alright, now let me go ahead and copy these stairs, now that I've got that floor kind of set up there. Can I set this as a little grouped thing? You think? Just a little? Hey, nice. Can I rename this grouped actor? No, you're just gonna have me stick with grouped actor 0? Okay. Then we're gonna duplicate grouped actor 0, and we're gonna scooch it over. Let's turn the music back on for you guys. Sorry. Oh, yes. I was definitely doing things that looked correct somehow. Alright. Let's shift this stuff up, and then let's ungroup that, because it's going to become an eyesore. Definitely ungroup that. It's funny, I didn't see another group actor that was made. Oh well. Alright, so I think we can probably keep these relatively okay and attached to one another. There. Possibly. Oh yeah, these things were definitely designed to scale together. I just realized I didn't need to fucking shrink that as much as I did. Alright. Oh, nope. Let's redo the ungroup. No! There we go. Move that back over, and then... Wing! Sweet. Itchy nose. My bad. That doesn't look right anymore. There we go. We're also going to try and put a black block or something underneath the stairs, because with the gaps in the modeling, we can see through to the empty void of the world. We're also probably just going to kind of build something over this, like an arching thing. Wrong direction. Right. Trying to scale these would mess that up. I need to make sure that I do this properly, as in dropping off those 2 bits. By the 2 bits, I mean the blocks at the end of the post here. All right, I like how that's attached there. Looks good. Where's the local scaler? There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I think I want that there, just for the sake of connecting it to this handrail. Okay. Now if I let go of this, alright, well that worked. Huh. Seems to not want to let me pick, but that's fine. Let's do this. And I think we should also be able to kind of... There we go. It's not with the scaling that it has an issue. Oh, okay. Fine. I'll deal with that. Now what if we take and create the same exact thing for all of these? Ungroup, please. Or regroup, all as one. Yes. So then we duplicate that. And then bring that up. Yeah, buddy. Me trying to figure things out may have yielded something. Maybe, possibly. We're uncertain. Okay. Where am I going with this? This is good questioning. I don't mind leaving that like that, actually. Okay. Where? Oh, where? Did that one good thing go? The floor. That's what it was. Damn. Oh, it's because it came up here. Let's drop down. By the way, if you want to know how to move things around in the Unreal Engine and have the camera move with you when you're dragging things around and translocating, when you grab the arrow, you press and hold Shift, and it'll move you with the object that you're moving. So pressing and holding Shift lets you move with it. So that way you don't have to keep on like readjusting for height. If you find like the perfect height for you to like tell where things are in perspective mode, you can just kind of keep that. Now we can do this, slide that over, bring it out. Extend it out that way. Okay, maybe we bring that in just a little bit more again. One more. That one in between spot, there you go. Oh, is it not actually like a... Ah, alright. Perspective doing me in again. See what happens if I bring you down again. A little bit more. Now that is what I call music. And we can go ahead and just kind of zhuzh this in there. There you go. Locked in place. Docking. In real time, on stream. There we go. Now something else is that I can go to this landscape modeler. Landscape modeling mode. And I can increase my camera speed so that way I can move around faster. And I think if we go to Manage... I'm sorry, I meant Manage. I'm pretty sure we can go to... Adding layers. Create or import a new one, or why don't we just select this one? Clear component selection. I don't want that one selected. Okay. We're just going to make a new landscape and then delete the one underneath it. So... we don't need the 63 quads. 15 by 15 is what we had it at, huh? Alright, let's see if we keep it as 1 by 1 sections and I set it to 31 by 31. Almost the same bit. Setting that to 2 by 2s is nuts. Okay, so we need to remember that our player is about yay large. So this is our perspective here of size. So if I go ahead and speed up and zoom out, that would be the, like, the green is going to be our overall area. I think that is going to be more than sufficient. Ah, and then we encounter the problem where it's going to wind up ducking me off down here as well. Okay. That just means I'll have to find a way to work this a little bit more so that way this little setup works out. I'm okay with it. So if we create here... what material would I want for it? Good lord, there's so much. We definitely don't want no emissives, no HDR materials. Gradient maps, not something that we need. Health actor material, love that. What if it was made out of all clouds? No, that'd be nuts. Unless... no. Insanity. Layer usage material. That's all still engine stuff. We don't want our floor to just be made of Spider Boss. We got default materials. Engine logo. It's crazy. Fog sheets. Engine volumetric fog sheets. Interesting. More stuff that I'll have to look into. Flipbook, that's for 2D. This says floor, but it's for the VR floors. I know that floor. It's very, very glossy. Imposter test. Interesting. Mannequin, no go. Not touching that. Foliage. Type of foliage. You gonna load? You gonna show me what that foliage is? I don't think it's gonna show. I guess we continue. I'm sorry, procedural night sky material? Don't entice me. Glossy stuff, glossy stuff. Built-in engine specific stuff. Aha! Okay, so I'm just going to type MI into this with an underscore, so that way we start seeing nothing but material instances. Hell yeah. Right? Yeah, okay, there we go. There is some stuff here. And the dirt is what I was after. This says tileable. And that says tileable. Okay, so these are actually in the materials section of this. So if I go to materials, oh yeah, there we go. See, base materials, foliage, base, water, all cool, all cool. Material instances, also all cool, all cool. Trim, tileable. Nope, not bricks. Dirt is what we want. Stony dirt. 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 Dirka. We're gonna do possibly this one. Or is there a way for me to create several areas? Assign a material to see landscape layers. Layers. They've really updated this landscaping tool. I still haven't really messed with it. And now I'm regretting it. Be created! Be dirt! Oh god. Went too fast. When zooming is zooming a little too much. Let's get rid of landscape 1. Dirt landscape. There we go. So if we hit play... Oh wow, we hit play from over here and it just spits us out over here. Y'all see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Dirt is not reflective. Why? Okay. I'm good. I'm good. No, I think I need to step away for another second. I have strong feelings about dirt being reflected. Don't judge me. Alright. Can't really do anything about the reflective dirt. Or can I? Can't edit landscape in Pi. Okay. So what if I change this to this type of dirt. Still reflective, but honestly, I don't mind the look of this dirt without the rocks. I think I can vibe with that. And as for our player, I think I'm willing to go ahead and delete them there. Because we're going to wind up bringing them, obviously, through here. Now, if I were to take these and just drag them off somewhere. Say, like this. Bring this up. Now I just have to construct a path to there from here. Easy. Easy. Real easy. Okay. Okay. Am I convincing anyone? There are obviously very, very easy ways to do things with the new modeling system and stuff. I just haven't practiced with it. I haven't had a non-stressful moment to work on it. That wasn't over the summer, and I didn't take the time to work on modeling over the summer. I took the time to work on learning more scripting, programming, and efficiency stuff. So it was a choice. I don't regret it, but a large part of design does require me to, know the tools of the engine, such as the landscape modeling tool that is super helpful, I think. I need floors. Well, I know what that is. I am going to open those just so that way it populates them. Which means we can go back to a little bit of Portal Pong. Level 2. Get out of here. No. This thing's being saucy. So the way these cannons work is they go based off of a randomized time coroutine, where I set the lower and upper limits of their randomized time. It's also tunable, so I can change it per level, how often or what the possible time difference between their fire rate is. Which is why sometimes they can rapid fire like that, and sometimes they wait up to like 6 or 8 seconds before they fire. It's because it's basically deciding how long between its next shot per shot. And that's why I made the ability to go ahead and smack them with the ball, so that way you can destabilize them enough to make them like recalibrate their cannon. See? Destabilized the effect, which I actually made those sprites for that effect myself for a different game, so I actually like the fact that it came out semi-decent. I do need to kind of randomize the pulsing and probably slow down the speed of it a little bit, but I like the way it looks currently. And it's... Actually, it could probably use a little rotation while it's doing its crackling. Ways to improve minor things. Anyway, yeah, that's the indicator of when it's actually, like, able to possibly fire. That's the it's basically deciding when to shoot you at that time. I still wanted to make add-ons and stuff for this game, so that way I can do things like maybe have a homing missile, so that way we can hit these stubborn last blocks if they're being really stubborn, especially in later levels. where it can be kind of really stressful to kind of linger around trying to hit one brick while you're going through a bullet hell. Spoiler. Oh. I forgot about the providing it extra speed with the spacebar. And considering we were only waiting for some assets to load, which did somehow, for some reason, take like 5 minutes last time. That's why I'm just kind of playing a level and then letting it go through. We'll pause there. Go back and check this out. Toss the music back on. Alright, it was a decent amount of assets, I guess. The hell is standalone kit? Okay, I guess we close whatever standalone kit was. Maybe I accidentally opened up the folder itself in the editor. That's a possibility, isn't it? Alright. All these should be good. Now for what I was doing here with these stairs. I wanted to dupe these. Bring them over, add some rotation. And we'll decide on the attaching piece here. With more floor. Slow down there. Jeez. Wrong one. This one's pretty good. This one feels like the most complete one. I hate that it just drops it like directly inches from my face. I would like it to try and, you know, grab onto the things around it so I don't have to be doing this. Oh my god. Let's rotate this way, actually. I also really like these assets that we're using here because they're not linear straight assets for, you know, the ones that are fully constructed and not meant to be. Like, obviously a floor for a building, you want that to be straight. You want that to be the way it's supposed to be. But when it comes to stairs and all the other things, wall parts and all that other stuff, adding the curvature and stuff that's available in this pack, the curved walls, curved fencing, and all the stuff to go ahead and differentiate and make it look different, it brings the world to life. Even if the world it's bringing to life is one that is mainly dead. What is death to a man is the start of life for a zombie. It's all a matter of perspective. I think I want to duplicate one of these up there as well. Slide that over, bring it up. Zoom in on them. Got that one there. I want to duplicate that again. Bring it here. And then we want to kind of knock it over. Rotate a little bit. Bring it up so that way it's not stupidly in the floor. There we go. Ah. Ow. I do apologize for all my grunts and groans of pain, but I'm having a bad leg day. And that doesn't even mean that I, like, did leg day and now it hurts. It means that, like, my operated on leg is, choosing to act up. Happens once every few months, and my doctor warned me that it would probably be a thing, because she herself has had, like, similar knee surgeries and similar problems. Where, you know, you treat yourself right, you do all your exercise, you'll be able to keep the functions and everything for your legs for, you know, as long as you can. But just every so often, you'll be reminded, because your body will be like, hey, you remember that one time really, really long ago where something bad happened and your leg just needed a surgery to go ahead and repair from that? Yeah, I'm gonna act like it's the day after that surgery and lock myself out entirely, and you can't use me for a day or two. So I've been limping around and walking weird all day and rolling out the muscles and the muscle fibers in my left leg with a roller to the point where I am so sore. I can't stand it anymore. But also sitting is just problematic, and then if I just shift all my weight to the right, it's an uncomfortable way to sit. So I gotta deal with standing, shifting, tensing in weird ways to kind of deal with it. Kind of just want to drop this here as well. Make that just a bit bigger. Maybe rotate. Yeah. Breaking it up. I think this just might need to, just strictly ascend without another platform this time. I accidentally duplicated the wrong thing over, but that's okay. I need to stop relying on that. There we go. Even though I was apparently on point! Look at that! Fucking art school, man. Alright, I can't obviously do it from that angle. It doesn't want me to. Let's take a look at that back angle. Oh, yeah. Nope. From the right. Alright, I think we can go perspective and generalize it. Trash that. We're obviously gonna, you know, add all of these to their own folder, layer, group, whatever, and put them together and not have them taking up all this space in our outliner, but that'll be once we're done here. Did I ignore? Okay, I did in one spot. May as well ignore them both and then just try and connect them this way. Alright. Scoot this over. Scoot in. Make that conexión. Ah. I gotta move you back a little bit, just a bit. Ba-deep, ba-deep, ba-deep. Drop it down. I see where your end is. That's fine. We combine the stairs there, and then I go ahead and grab these separately and bring them up on their own. Now get back down. Oh my god. Oh! Oh! That's so good. Oh no, it's slightly off. I don't think I can move in small enough increments to get it. It's so close. That's fine. I'm obviously going to have to put up fencing around this. I'm going to see about trying to replace the skybox with their, whatever their possibly cool night skybox is. Oh! Dang. And, I'm gonna have to cause, like, obscuring effects to really set in once we get to a certain point. No, what if we... let go of those real quick. I need just the stairs. There we go. Now we grab these. Move them out, move them up. And then obviously we just want to bring this down just a little bit because I went through too much trouble to try and even get that. Okay. And yeah, sure, that looks fine. Looks great. Ooh, wait. A drop down. What about a good drop down? I hadn't thought of that. Take a look at this tile. That might do it. Or this one? Is this the one that we already used? Yeah. To your left. Glasses. Face. Good job. No, it's none of those. Might have to be the same block as this one then. So we're going to bring this over here. Bring it up. Bring it over. Come on now. Yeah. Know what? Yeah. And now we flip that over. Yeah. Rotate. Yeah. Wrong bit there. Uh-huh. There we go. We're going to try and line this up so that way it's believable that it was a part of this initially. Which means expand! And then possibly out this way. And now let's do that a bit. Had a different idea. All right. Actually, we're also going to shrink that up just a tad. And this again. Bring it down. Beast. Rotate like that. Won't be able to do much with that one. Push that down. Wrong way. Wrong. Thank you. What is my intention here? Trying to use all these two-dimensional images to try and go ahead and box this off the right way. Why do that? When I can now go ahead and actually just toss and attach actual blocks to these. Like, perchance, not a fucking plane. It's already a plane. Let's drop a cube. And we're going to use this. Oh, come on. You're not going to let me do stuff with the cube here? Do this the right way? Okay, there you go. Now you're letting me. Let me exercise my rights and freedoms. Basically trying to make a pseudo prefab right now. Just something that will be able to hold up and help relay the silhouette, so to speak, of what we're trying to accomplish here. Which would be the collapsed area. That, and now for this angle. Make sure that's not poking out the top. Make sure that we don't have any of that kind of like overlapping layer sort order issue. Up, up, up. We don't want that. We also don't want that. shrink that down a bit. Push that back. Push that back there. If the flooring panel and blocks cubes had like the same type of measurements when they were first dragged in, this would be so much easier. But I know they're not. Okay, now what is the material for you? MI stone tiles dirty. MI_stone. Let's just do stone tiles without dirty. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That ought to do. We're going to copy that one. And we're going to hopefully be able to... Nice. For the most part, nice. Not selecting both, selecting one. Cool. Hopefully this works out. Nope, too much. Actually, why not? Why don't we get rid of this flooring and just drop a regular cube there that has that kind of grungier tiling underneath? Even though I call it grungier, but it's just like, it's not even labeled as dirty. All the ones that we are using are labeled as dirty. It's funny. Shapes. Yeah, look at that. Oh, because it's not on the right type of thing, so the UVs are stretched and weird, so that's why it looks grungy, quote unquote. Nice. It's actually working in our favor. It'd be weird if the under part, the foundation that the flooring was built on, looked better than the flooring. A little bit lower, right? Yeah. Think maybe do that with it. A little bit more that way, so that way I can knock that way. Bring it back this way, down. And then just ever so slightly like that, a bit like that. There we go. Make the fencing look jagged there. Make this part look like it's falling off into I want to basically make like a downhill slope, so that way it looks like everything's just kind of elevated here. Essentially, I want the player to wake up in this area that's supposed to be like forgotten, fenced off, forbidden, whatever, and they have no idea how they got there, so they're going to need to navigate back through this very haunted forbidden, deadly, dangerous area that has a very unknown, unknowable threat inside because no one has ever lived to tell the tale. Me creating lore on the fly. There's part of that thing I mentioned where, like, the more I can picture, see, and envision, the easier it gets for me to build. Like, my building will start to speed up, which it will for anyone, but people probably get started a lot faster on their own than when they have their stuff properly pre-planned out and stuff like that. I don't work that way. My brain don't work that way. It doesn't like me. Sorry. Brick wall. So there's metal liners for brick wall. Oh yeah, no, I can see it. I can picture it. Actually, that's totally fine. All right, so I think tried this one. Steak. Look at that. Why? I know there's a setting somewhere. I know there is. I know that I've previously said it before, but because I've reinstalled the operating system before at the start of the summer, I lost a lot of my previous engine settings. Yeah, no, let me not worry about scaling the flooring uniformly with this. Oh, it's upsetting that curvature doesn't work perfectly the way I want it to. Legitimately upsetting. So what if we bring it down? We're not upside down either. Definitely not. Not with the way that's looking there. Question is, do I continue muttering to myself? Do I cut things off because we've been on for 3 hours already? And start making that plan that I've been avoiding. Or do I wing it, eyeball it like I have been, and say, F you, I win? More after this. Okay. So then, theoretically, I was using the wrong type of corner. I just realized there's like so many different types of corner here. Why was I trying that one so hard? Why do I keep on dropping stuff from up here? Still doesn't feel right. It's okay. I'll figure out which one does. It ain't gonna be that one. Weirdo concave convex ass motherfuckers. Nope. is this loss? Consider that one. Can we just to move on? We'll do it just to move on. He gave me so many different models to work with. Negative 90 rotation. And yes. For now, we do this. Whoop. Does that be alright? No. How much did I just stretch that out? Alright, so let's say 3.1. And then move that back a bit. I just don't want like a player character to stand right here and like look out and get all weird and bugged out. Oh, because that's indeed that part of the wall right there. Slide that out a bit. Okay. Now slide what, forward? I can't tell because this is the thing I hate about like flat one-sided, by one-sided I mean like you can only see it from one side. So if I tried to look through here, you can see that it culls the backside because typically people won't see the inside or the backside of a mesh. But it is problematic for me. Because my brain don't do that. Okay. Does that work? Yes. Yes, it does. Now we stretch. Move and jump and move and jump and move. Okay. Duplicate. Slide that over. And I think if we copy the scale dimensions and apply them to these, rotate this bad boy flat negative 90. Zip, zoom, drop that down. Once I have a start zone fully in here, I can start trying to move with the player character, trying to navigate to the main floor. And what I personally do when I'm doing that is I picture what I would want to see along the way. What would I expect to see to give me some sort of indication? What kind of visual storytelling can happen between this starting zone, which will have, you know, the big giant spider thing obscured, and it'll kind of guide where we'll be able to see. What will we want to see from here to the entry point of this area? those are the things that I'm going to need to take into consideration as well with this design for trying to go for like starting zone, vista view to the main area, and then let player into main area. And then from there, I'll have to organize things to kind of guide and or obfuscate is too unique a word. What is a better terminology for this? Mislead the player. Because, you know, there's going to be the one good path that's going to get through, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to, like, dictate that with tiles that specifically will repel the creature and keep it not wanting to go near, but everything else is basically going to be trapped up in some way and or leading to the wrong areas. This one's going to be a first person. This one's first person. For my combat design class, that one's going to be a 2.5D, so it'll be like 3-dimensional background with 2-dimensional sprites on top of it to make it look 2D but have 3D motion. And then the character sprites would all be 2D for that one. But that one's for my combat design class, which we still will also develop here. But I put a lot of my main time into this rapid game development because it needs like a whole playable thing per week versus me taking things in tiny little steps and making sure I have sprites ready one week and making sure that their movements work another week and making sure that they're registering hits properly and other stuff like that. It's going to be a long process with combat design, but these got to be fast and like cranked out. So I'm trying to focus most of my lifetime on these rapid designs, and yeah, this one's going to be first person for sure, just because I need it to be faster. If I wanted to do anything else that was fancy, not even fancy, just trying to make an idea in my head very quickly for a maze. When I think of a maze, you know, there's the labyrinth type mazes that most people think of, but when I picture even those labyrinthian mazes, I picture two of the biggest things that make them even more terrifying is A, the darkness in the distance of each possible choice you can take. Not being able to see what is down those paths is terrifying to very many people. And adding and compounding onto that, having a mysterious fog or mist that is permeating everything and obscuring your vision further, where even if you find a light source, it's reflecting off of this fog and you can't see past it. You still can't see through the darkness, even with light. Those are scary scenarios. I want to grab both of those, compact them, and make that the main part of the maze that I want people to feel, versus the actual, like, oh, I need to take left here, right here, do this, find a key, and then I'm out. I want them to be dazed, confused, and lost. But with that said, it's about to be 9 o'clock. I want to go ahead and get food in me that wasn't eaten over 4 hours ago. And stop talking for a little bit. I'm starting to feel my voice get a little raspy. So that wraps it up for today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go ahead and give thanks to those that participated in the stream chat today, including but not limited to Abman and Williams. Jacob Williams, thank you very much. Very, very much, sir. And Abman, thank you for being here. We also had Darklight stop in. I'm not going to forget that. I see you right there. Thank y'all three. I appreciate your consistency. I appreciate you for being here. I hope y'all learned something today. And I will see y'all in the next one. Stay frosty.